I can't live without a male, said the dragon girl. The human veteran let her stay. The desert wind howled across the barren plains of New Terrace, carrying with it the familiar taste of copper dust and forgotten wars. Marcus Keene stood on the porch of his weathered homestead, a relic from the colonial wars, watching the sun bleed orange across the horizon. His mechanical left hand whirred softly as he raised a tin cup of bitter coffee to his lips. 43 years old, and he'd spent half of them fighting in a conflict that nobody remembered anymore. The impact rattled his windows. Marcus set down his cup and reached for the plasma rifle mounted beside his door. Years of combat had taught him that nothing good ever fell from the sky unannounced. He moved with practiced efficiency across the hard-packed earth, boots crunching on the crystalline sand that gave this forsaken planet its only beauty. The crater was still smoking when he arrived, his rifle raised and his artificial eye scanning for thermal signatures. What he found made him lower his weapon, though not from relief. She was blue. Impossibly, brilliantly blue, like the oceans he'd only seen in archived photographs. Her skin seemed to shimmer with an inner luminescence, marked with intricate patterns that resembled circuit tattoos, but moved like living things. Long, dark hair cascaded around her shoulders, adorned with what looked like metallic beads and fiber-optic strands. But it was the wings that truly shocked him, massive, membrane-thin structures that stretched from her shoulders, colored in deep reds and oranges like a perpetual sunset. She was also clearly dying. "Please," she gasped, her voice carrying a strange harmonic quality, as if multiple frequencies were speaking at once. I can't live without a male." Marcus blinked, his tactical mind trying to process what he was seeing and what he was hearing. "What?" She coughed, and he noticed the dark fluid staining her side. Blood, though it shimmered with an iridescent sheen. "A male of my kind. I need the bonding or I'll fade." Her eyes, large and golden with vertical pupils, fixed on him with desperate intensity. "You're similar enough. Human. Please." "Lady, I don't know what you are or where you came from, but—" "Draconian," she interrupted, trying to sit up and failing. "From the 7th Fleet. We were ambushed. I'm the only survivor. The bonding sickness has already started. Without a male Draconian, I thought I was dead, but your species shares enough genetic markers. It might work." Marcus had seen a lot of impossible things during the war. He'd fought alongside alien conscripts, watched entire planets burn, and had half his body replaced with synthetic parts. But this was new territory. "What exactly does this bonding entail?" he asked, kneeling beside her, his medic training overriding his caution. "Nothing invasive," she managed, wincing as he examined her wound. "Just proximity. My kind evolved as pair-bonded species. We need the pheromonal exchange, the shared bioelectric field. Without it, our systems begin to shut down." "It's not romantic. It's survival." Marcus studied her face. She wasn't lying. He'd learned to read desperation well enough during the war, and this was genuine. "And if I say no, then I die here, in this crater, on a planet whose name I don't even know." She smiled weakly. "Though I suppose there are worse places to end." He thought of his empty homestead, the silence that greeted him every night, the ghosts of his squad that visited his dreams. He thought of the oath he'd taken, so long ago, to protect those who couldn't protect themselves. "My name's Marcus," he said, sliding his arms under her. "And you're going to tell me exactly what I'm getting into." "Azira," she whispered as he lifted her. "And thank you. I promise I won't be a burden." The weeks that followed were strange, to say the least. Azira's wound healed with remarkable speed once she was stable, but the bonding sickness was another matter entirely. Marcus learned that draconians operated on a different biological frequency than humans. They literally needed the presence of a bonded partner to regulate their neural chemistry and cellular regeneration. She set up residence in his spare room, the one he'd kept locked since the war. At first, proximity meant staying within 50 feet of each other. Marcus would work on his moisture farm while Azira sat in the shade, her wings folded, reading from his collection of old books. She was fascinated by human history, by the wars they'd fought among themselves before joining the galactic community. "Your species is remarkably resilient," she observed one evening as they sat on the porch watching the dual moons rise. "You adapt to anything." "Had to," Marcus replied. "Nobody else was going to save us." She turned those golden eyes on him. "Is that why you saved me?" "Because nobody else would." He considered the question. "I saved you because it was the right thing to do. Simple as that." "Nothing about you is simple, Marcus Keen." She smiled, and he noticed for the first time how it transformed her alien features into something almost familiar. "You're a warrior who chooses to be a farmer. A man who's lost everything but still has room for a stranger. A survivor who hasn't forgotten how to be human." "You sound like you're analyzing a specimen." "I'm trying to understand my bond partner," she corrected. "Among my people, bonding is sacred. Even when it's born of necessity rather than choice, we honor it." As the months passed, the homestead changed. Azira's presence brought life to the empty spaces. She helped with the farming, her strength far exceeding his despite her smaller frame. She cooked strange meals combining human ingredients with techniques from her world. She laughed, a sound like wind chimes in a storm, when Marcus's attempts at repairing the old moisture vaporators ended in minor explosions. And Marcus found himself laughing too, something he hadn't done in years. The bonding sickness faded, but Azira didn't leave. They never discussed it. She simply stayed, and he simply let her. They fell into a rhythm, two soldiers from different worlds finding peace in shared silence and small routines. One night, 6 months after her arrival, Marcus found her on the porch, wings spread wide, catching the starlight. "Feeling restless?" he asked, joining her. "A supply ship passed through the system today," she said quietly. "I could have signaled them. Found my way back to what's left of my people." His chest tightened. "Why didn't you?" She turned to him, and in the moonlight, her blue skin seemed to glow. "Because I realized something, Marcus. I told you I couldn't live without a male of my species. I was wrong. I can't live without you. Not because of biology or bonding sickness, but because you gave me something I'd lost in the war, a reason to wake up in the morning, a place to call home, a partner who sees me as more than just an alien, more than just a weapon." Marcus felt something crack in the armor he'd built around his heart. "You're not a burden, Azira. You never were. You're family." She smiled, that transformative expression that made her seem less alien and more herself. "Then I'm staying. If you'll have me." He extended his mechanical hand, and she took it with her own, their fingers intertwining, human and draconian, veteran and survivor, two lost souls who'd found each other in the desert. "Welcome home," Marcus said. Above them, the stars wheeled on, indifferent to the small miracle taking place on the surface of New Terrace, where two warriors had finally found their peace.